Good afternoon and welcome to the second set of semi-finals here at Windmill 2018 in Amsterdam, Netherlands. I am Hannah Penderbury and I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by my good friend and co-commentator Liam Grant. Liam, how are you feeling?
The sun's come out. We got a great game of Ultimate lined up for us. We have current champions looking to defend the GRUT, coming from the hometown, Amsterdam or the Netherlands in general, facing against Hässliche Erdferkel, who are the reigning German champions. So two giants of European Ultimate going up against each other.
Indeed, two titans of the mixed division coming in on the same side of the bracket. We just saw some spicy semi-final action from the women's division. Jacke, arguably the tournament favourites, falling to the Mainzelmädchen, coming out of Mainzel in Germany. And that one, a very spicy game. Open division a little bit more sewn up. We had Cusp, La Fota from Bologna. They did a fantastic effort there. Offense looked seamless against Chevron Ultimate from the UK. So, those ones done, stamped their tickets into the finals, and now hopeful contenders, Hässliche Erdferkel, and as you say, the local heroes, the youngsters of GRUT, fighting it out here on the fields, on the live stream, bringing you the action for the next hour and a half, as both of these teams have their eyes on the World Championships.
Yeah, looks like GRUT are going to come out on offense for this purple. Actually, I'm stand corrected. They're holding a disc, as are both teams. So I think the toss has just begun.
Indeed.
So I think they're going to switch their line here. Obviously, getting too a little keen.
Both sides of the field thinking they are on on defense.
And it's the end zone to our right that will be deciding gender for the first half. Signaling for 4 males this time.
Certainly are, and so we will taking a little time to get into the action here. Not necessarily what you really want in a semi-final. A little bit of psychological games going on, so to speak, but quick transition. At least GRUT know what they're doing in terms of the line now. We'll see their offensive bests coming out, which of course slightly, I just feel it's nicer to play on the D line myself, but Hässliche Erdferkel with a big pull. Looks like it might land out of bounds though, and it does, just shy, about a ½ meter out the side, giving GRUT some nice central field position. Coming out of a host stack, you see the forms of Walt Janssen, the floor Collerts in the middle. And then we see a nice early under from Collerts. Take the poached handler resets instead. Minab. Central for Janssen, puts it up. You've got Collerts with lots of separation deep in the pitch, and that is an easy first score, Liam.
What was she doing back there? Who was in charge of that? What's going on? Surely the first thing you say on the line is, don't let her get free deep. And there she was. I don't know if that was just her blistering pace or if there was a mix-up downfield, but that's exactly how you don't want to start the game if you're a Hässliche Erdferkel. These guys have met each other plenty of times as well, so they know the dangers.
They certainly do. Well, Collerts is, as you say, someone not to allow that level of separation. She is very fast though, and has recently actually become quite a force through her playing with the Dutch under-20s side. She's the tender age of, well, actually no, I don't have her age on my roster because they haven't filled it out, but I believe she's around the age of 18, Miss Fleur Collerts. And so that tender age, playing with her national side in the junior division. She's got World Championships coming up with that team. They were at Tom's tourney together. She's actually become quite the force in terms of her throwing capabilities now, so she can do it on both sides of the disc. Perhaps that's why they're not, shoveling her under quite so much. But D-line now for GRUT. Easy score. Can they make it an easy defense? Hässliche Erdferkel will have something to say about that, certainly.
As you see, they come out in a split sack, isolating the middle of the field.
They certainly do. Nice patience here, but takes the deep shot of their own. There is a much more coverage though, and they manage to pressure it. No second look from Thomas Müller. Just allows that one to drop to the floor.
Just the one is all you're getting from me, boys, yeah? I go up once, if I don't get it, game over. I'm not chasing twice.
Well, perhaps that's a little difference here. Difference maker in this game. As I say, GRUT Get Wrecked Ultimate Team, as it stands for. Also, I believe, a bit of Dutch slang for a toddler. A little salute to the youth of this team. They call their players in their mid-20s the grandparents. So, back in action. D-line of GRUT on offense. Koemans centers nicely. Oh, spicy fakes. Sends the defense tumbling to the ground. Dam in the middle, Lola Dam. Nice resetting. Good downfield defense from Erdferkel. Really just leaving GRUT with nothing much to look at.
It hasn't been a cut downfield in quite some time there. Both Earth and Claire Dunn not getting involved, but now picking up the pace.
And there we go. There's a bit of separation downfield. As we see Marta Kuhlen field that one nicely. Looking around for her dump, finds it in the form of Mark Plug. Chooses the inside channel and swiped away. But there appears to be a call on the play, an injury, so that will have been a stoppage when the call occurred.
Hard to know exactly when it was first called, but that is loosely thrown to the poach.
It was not the best channel chosen by the thrower. But hopefully the player from Hässliche Erdferkel is okay. I believe that's Angela Weiss. Coming off, she'll be replaced by her teammate Stephanie Feiberg. Little discussion there, I think, as to whether the play will stand based on when it was called, but the defensive swipe through will indeed. So, Widkening on the far sideline. Likewise, GRUT shutting down the downfield options and putting loads of pressure on the handlers. Keeping contained. Nice movement around the back though. Oh, and a complete miscommunication. Christian Hammond, who was almost every other pass in this morning's game that we covered earlier on the live stream.
Yeah, you can't dilly-dally like that outside your own end zone. You know, there's maybe 10, 12 passes inside there, and they
Lola
punish them.
Dam immediately to the right-hand side of the end zone. Nice, easy, short field, and GRUT's D-line go to work. A little bit of a scrappy point, that one, Liam.
Yeah, Erdferkel getting it back, but not able to progress it down the field. Some interesting plays. Glad to see that turn stand with the injury call. Definitely the most fair option.
We'll have a replay. Think of that end zone. There you go. Situation perfect. Lola Dam slightly isolated at the front. Does a little juke and uses her speed to get across very nicely. So Hässliche Erdferkel. That's the first break of the game that they've given to the team from the Netherlands. Not an insurmountable gap by any means, but certainly crucial offense line now coming on board. What's your thought on this game thus far, Liam?
You know, they've matched up a lot of times the last few years, and usually GRUT has come out on top, so it's going to be very hard for them to shake that chip off their shoulder, Erdferkel, but these are conditions to do it. You know, it's beautiful ultimate conditions. Sun is splitting the rocks. There's a crowd here, and this is the exact prep you want to have coming into Worlds.
It certainly is, and GRUT will be attending and also playing in the first game, the live stream show game against the American team Wildcard.
Yeah, coming out of Boston.
Whereas you'll have to wait a little bit longer before you see Hässliche Erdferkel on this live stream. This is good work though around the back at the moment. Again, not really much happening deeper in the field, but Hannah's happy to work. Hugen puts it up for Fuberg. 7-on-7, Nena Rees. Oh, manages to put pressure with 2 white shirts underneath the disc. Great work from Nena Rees.
Yeah, Stephanie Feibig had a little pressure from her own teammate there as well. Got up first, got some hands on the disc, kind of skipped out, and then Nena there up to clean up the trash.
Indeed, and so not a perfect offense point there for Hässliche Erdferkel. Now we'll be coming back in.
Opportunity for GRUT to go 3 on the trot here.
Certainly, and there's Chad Artis, central handler for this GRUT team. Dan considers the downfield options, but a pit call. We'll pause play for a moment. This will come in by the looks of it on 2. So back in action. Really nothing happening. Artes very well shut down by Hammond. And a big put goes up. Sees the streaking form of Bram Sternholm. Oh, and a bit of contact there from Tiggerman. But that one will not result in a call.
Maybe Bram jumping harder than he actually needed to there. Had a good position. Could have maybe waited a second more. Very difficult grab he attempted there and able to reel it in.
Indeed, and GRUT can be oftentimes baited into those big shots. They do like to play that kind of offense. But their D-line, oh, a little bump there from Tiggerman. Hammond puts it into space for the 69 shirt. Hugen, who's going to launch it once again. Oh, much better over the top of the head of Benjamin Ort. And now knocking on the door. Prime opportunity to put their first point on the board. If they can holster it. Oh, and a lovely little gift go there between Hugen and the teammate. I can't quite see the back of his shirt, but that was a lovely little slice of offense there to take the first score in this game for the Hässliche Erdferkel offense.
Yeah, a little Classico shake and bake there. That's what you want to do if you end up downfield. Can't get someone in the end zone. Dish it off and go yourself. You find yourself in a lot of space. Or more worried about the break side and switches off for a second.
Indeed, the age-old adage of follow your pass. Got to be done. And so, Hässliche Erdferkel put their first point on the board in this mixed semi-final here at Windmill. The sun is shining, the beer is cool and crisp. It's a beautiful day for Ultimate. Yesterday, a little bit windy, a little bit grey, some slight drizzle. But today, conditions, oh, they're perfect, Liam.
Peachy keen right now. And that's the first point there for Erdferkel. Need to get on the board. Do not want young Dutch players to take an early lead. Or at least not a significant one.
Well, the thing is about GRUT, if you do give them an inch, they will take a mile here. Certainly more than happy to run away with the game if you let them. But Hässliche Erdferkel now will need to respond with their D-line, see if they can put pressure on. Immediate streak deep, but faked off. Not going to come this time. Minard in the middle, and she's going to put it instead. Janssen going deep, and what a grab there. Pressure all over the shoulder from Nora Wilkening, but not to be too much of a great grab from Walt Janssen.
Yeah, Janssen, a big deep threat, had lots of goals in the last final here. Looking to do so in this semi-final. Yeah, kind of bodied her out there. You felt he had the height matchup as well. It was going to be difficult for her to make a play, but did very well to try and fight for position.
And so 3-1 now in this semi-final. See the fake there. Chooses a nice easy under. This goes into the hands of Anna Minard. I think she spies the mismatch. Great help defense though there. Peeling off a floor alerts. Does Nora Vilkening. And goes up, attempts to defend where her teammate had left for dust. So 3-1. GRUT hold on to their 2-point lead in this game. Still very much all to play for. Not yet an insurmountable mountain, but we'll now see the pull from JP Stenker, which will be fielded, say, from one of the iconic handlers of this Erdferkel side, Christian Hermann. Finds Müller, who drops it. Oh, that's unfortunate. He'll be disappointed with that one. Again, an easy short field situation just outside the end zone for GRUT. Hässliche Erdferkel looking very rattled right now on their O-line. So, Cummins, with not many options left, has to zip it out after the lost fitting of Tjed Artes.
Yeah, not sure about that dump kidding, kind of backing away, trying to get the big round. Really to drive upfield, make your defender commit to upfield, so you then come back for the easy swing. But kind of making it very difficult, trips up, and then he was forced to make a play on the end zone, and it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, the mixed division having 4 games today after a relatively low and easy day of just 3 yesterday. Perhaps slightly more tired legs, even though they are very young. So Vilkening going to put a huge shot up the sideline to her teammate, Stephanie Filberg, who reads it fantastically well. She'll pop it off and go back into the end zone stack. Oh, maybe a little bit of a risky biscuit to Harmon. Finds Hogan. Oh, and even the laying form of JP Steniker cannot stop Stefan Dorscher.
Yeah, Lola Dam having a great bid in that play as well. That massive hook that she jumped pretty early. Definitely put a bit of pressure on the German receiver to catch it, but actually did very well to remain calm.
Well, you have to say, Stephanie Freiberg, very much a capable receiver. And a great put from her teammate to set that one up. And there we see the nice little bit of end zone offense. I thought that little swing pass might have gone awry, but Hemmen did very well to keep his hands around that one.
And that's the second time they've been caught out by that quick kind of shake and bake in that corner. Obviously very athletic, but maybe still learning a few things. Need to switch on, especially in the handling situation outside the end zone. They're going to try and score. You got to stop that up the line at all costs.
Indeed, I was calling an earlier game today, and we were talking about up lines, and of course the most devastating of all of the up lines, because whilst in the field it will give you a power position usually, setting up probably a good solid yard gaining downfield shot into that end zone. It is the most deadliest of all. So GRUT's O-line now.
And it's a zone, and GRUT were there in a side stack. Kind of happy sitting in a side stack, even though there's a zone downfield, but now kind of spreading the field.
Yep, Minard coming in, very capable handler again for the Dutch under-20 women with her teammate Kalertz. Finds Janssen over the top. Another over the top, lots of trust on these high releases. 2 gents playing, ball down the side. Good movement. Hässliche Erdferkel now by nature having to transition.
Yeah, and I like that zone look at the start. Stop them doing their side stack, kind of force them to slow them down. Not generating a return yet, but maybe force them to play a shorter field to score.
And here's Boom in the center of the field, finds Menard. Good faking on the inside channel. Pops it up and around. Van der Velden. Oh, and a huge blade over the top, finds Walt Janssen. That's a beautiful throw, Liam.
I think they're going to start calling that the GRUT. That is their classic blade to the end zone. In places you wouldn't expect someone to throw to, so often defenders aren't ready for it. They aren't defending that cross-field blade. Would have been very difficult yesterday, but in today's win, not a bother to these young men and women.
Certainly, and again, we'll see Harmon rescuing that very large swing pass on the previous point. And Högen put it beyond the line. So, GRUT 4, Hässliche Erdferkel 2. Keeping that 2-point cushion that they won at the beginning of this game. But GRUT's D-line now with a job to do. See if they can't steal another one. And then another look at that lovely, tasty blade. So Paul is going to go up. And Harmon, who else is going to field the pull over to Högen. Big, deep shot denied. Pick call, though, quite early on. Someone needs to tell Tigerman.
Yeah, it's the worst when you make a great cut, get free, and then you have to go all the way back for the pick. Doing some hard running there.
That's why no one likes pick calls, whether you're on offense or defense, Liam. They're just rubbish. Important part of the game, though, so that's why you try and cut cleanly. Tigerman in the middle. Again, not really much coming from the downfield, but there we go. There is the put. Joining up yards. Great pressure there from Benjamin Orp, but a fantastic have.
Definitely looked like he landed inbounds from up here.
He did indeed. Almost no question for us, but there we go. Just the question asked. Nice sort of spirit from the GRUT sideline saying, no, mate, it was in. That's not the call, but that was a lovely put into the perfect space. The only space I feel where Ort couldn't get at it.
That was a brave throw. That's how I'd summarize that. If I saw Ort in pursuit, I'd probably hesitate.
But, you know, heads up play, very much well reeled in by the Erdferkel player. And that brings it to 4-3. Erdferkel now chasing pretty hard in this game. Certainly by no means letting them have anything. Both sides working hard in this beautiful sunshine today on this Saturday afternoon. Feels a little like a Sunday because we're used to 2-day tournaments, but this one being the special event that is Windmill.
Yeah, feels you get 2 Saturdays out of this weekend.
I know I was pleased to be here rather than at work yesterday. And it's nice to see that the sunshine has indeed come out for us for these beautiful semi-final games. So, Erdferkel D-line. Pull will be fielded by Niels Boom. Minard finds Janssen in the middle. To Boom. And Kalertz. O-line playing extremely conservative small ball here. Nothing wrong with that. Happy to do so. Safe hands. There we go. There's the shot from Kalertz. And it's perfect for Minard. Just to the back of the end zone. Oh, that was so flat. You could have served a pizza on it, Liam.
Yeah, Flora definitely put her name in the hat as the best female player in Europe. There was discussion about that, and she wants everyone to know that she's in contention on both sides of this, whether it's hooking beautiful field end flick hooks or chasing them down.
Yes, and there we go. Another look at that one. Straight into the hands of Minard. Great separation from the young lads of the Dutch ladies. Fabulous work all around, and we hear stands being hit behind us elsewhere on the opposing field, where there is also action going on for the other mixed semi-final, bringing you both sides of the bracket. Feel free to keep our commentary stream live in your ears, but if you want to see both, there's no reason you can't have dual screen action here today. Thank you very much for joining us. So that is 5-3, just trading in the midsection of this game. Liam, do you think there's any distance really between these two, or is it just going to be an absolute fight till the very end?
Well, we've seen the majority of GRUT's points scored by the females on their team, definitely over half of them, and that's maybe where they have the mismatch, and they can ride that one out into possibly a comfortable win. But Erdferkel definitely have something to say about it as they gather that one up.
Indeed, a very large throw to Högen. Coming in the middle. Quite a loose force on the mark. There seems to be a force out force from GRUT, who are calling the force home and away. Oh, what a snag there. Absolute ridiculous grab from Stefan Dosho, who's going to immediately then strike deep and collect. Fantastic scenes there.
And we see Ben Ort get roasted like a Christmas turkey once again. Pulled out the initial bid. Was almost looking to see if your man was okay, but he just dished it and went to the end zone.
Yeah, sometimes being a gentleman doesn't pay off, and in this instance it didn't. It's absolutely rinsed him. Rinse and repeat indeed. Will he come out with slightly curly blue hair? It is yet to be seen. But what an absolute take there. Sliding, trailing, great work there also from the defender to not actually trample all over him as he was on the floor. There you go, a little bit of slow motion repeat for you on the stream, and there you just pops it off, and immediately, there we go, follow your pass. Pop it off and carry on running. Don't watch it,
and
trust.
You see less of that style of play, that give-go in the US, and maybe Ort playing in Toronto in the ADL for the last couple of weeks has him kind of switched off to that style of play. You see more in Europe, while in North America you're likely to see kind of big hooks, handlers just handling, cutters just cutting. While we see there, the give-go has caught him out once more, and I'm sure he's got a bone to pick now.
Well, it's one of the things that makes many of these European teams so very dangerous, is that not only are they amazing athletic receivers, oh, big collision in the middle of the field there.
Yeah, completely accidental. Two players doing different things but happen to bump into each other, and not the way you want to on the ultimate field, but looks like everyone's okay.
Indeed, I think that's actually a poach in the lane, and the number 53 shirt, Van der Welden, just ending up colliding with the poach. But correspondingly, there is Leninga very free on the far side of the field. Well, near side to us, but quite far away from the handler right now. And she's going to come in. It's finally going to go Janssen. Kalertz, up the line. Not much of a force on her though, and she's able to find Leninga. Oh! Reaching arm, doesn't connect with the pass, just a little bit too much boost on it.
Yeah, the wizardry from Fleur looking for the end zone, perhaps just trying to force that one. Difficult catch, maybe could have laid out for two hands, but this one not got it up.
Indeed, and we see that one just go to ground in front of the intended target. Hässliche Erdferkel back with the disc. Opportunity to take a break now. Even things back up as they appear to be trading. Great work from Wilkenberg. Oh, streaking defense from Van der Velden. Believes himself now with a job to do. Janssen trying to help out. Great heads up from there. Managed to catch up, and then there we go. That is the break of score for Hässliche Erdferkel after Van der Velden came through and tried to be a hero and completely gave up field position.
Well, I give kudos to Van der Velden for not hitting the player. Came in with a very athletic bid, but did all he could to not initiate contact. He didn't, but then caught out, and that's what happens if you come in from the stack to downfield to try and make a bid and you don't get it. A team like this, they're going to punish you.
They certainly are, Liam. And the issue there being, of course, after that had happened, I mean, you saw the number 16, Janne Janssen, coming in and trying to help out, but didn't have position. Closed it down, though, able to stop the second pass initially, which is what you need to do, but just, it would have been nice to have seen a switch there, perhaps from the gents downfield. Maybe if someone had realized that deep shot was going, could have held Hässliche Erdferkel at the left side of the field. However, a much needed and very, very valuable break there for Hässliche Erdferkel to bring it back to just trading 5 points apiece we are at least a third of the way through this match, this semi-final. So Van der Velden on the dist, sent Spinard. Not marked on the far side is Benjamin Ort. High release to Janssen, who puts up a lovely flat one to Flock Alert. They keep letting her run deep. That's not okay. 58 short of Julia Lutz left was dust.
Alert's running wild in this game. Can anyone shut her down? Beautiful throw from Janssen. Saw him make a lot of deep grabs in last year's final. Now has added a few more throws to his arsenal.
I think that's the aim of this entire team has been to train. So they're now lethal on both sides. But we'll now see the O-line of Hässliche Erdferkel look to put their own 6th point on the board. Some very familiar faces there. Stephanie Freiberg, the number 7. Thomas Hamann, 23. And so, becoming quite the little grinding battle now.
Taking a lot of time between points, these two teams. I hope they'll realize there'll be a lot of game advisors, etc., and timekeepers at Triple UCC in a few weeks' time, and they'll definitely be encouraging to get on with the game.
Indeed.
But I'm sure it's the 4th game of the day for all these players. It's one they want to get a breather when they can.
Yeah, we were saying about the fact that we are a third of the way in terms of the potential scoreline. We're also a third of the way in terms of the overall time, half an hour. So both offenses doing a fantastic job of efficiency. Hogan, across to Lutz. Back to Harmon, who points to the end zone and says, who's cutting deep for me? Very free on the under Dusha. Got Dusha at the sideline. Potential Hammond busting up the line aggressively. A little less heads up there. Hogan able to get that quite easy. Big hammer. Oh, and that's a lovely throw into space for Stefan Dusha. That's more of something we expect to see from those kind of overheads, but Erdferkel happy to show they're more than capable of throwing them just as nicely.
Yeah, this time it's Brahms. Steenhuisen gets caught out from the movement all the way in the handler position. Follows the first cut, but doesn't really think the big crossfield hammer is coming. So I like that dynamic play from Erdferkel there. Handlers are just going deep off the little give-go, and it's very difficult to cover them the whole way through that cut. A lot of time you shut off the up the line, and they spin around and go to the far corner.
Certainly both teams showing excellent play. Hässliche Erdferkel with a bit of momentum behind them now, perhaps giving themselves a little bit of an edge. Certainly looking pretty dominant in that point for sure. Liam, if you had to favour one side for this game, I know it's very early stages, I know there's plenty more Ultimate to be played, but if you had to, at this point, pick your favourite to be punching their ticket for the finals tomorrow, who would you go for?
I'd go for the Swedes over in Field 5.
Well, that's not allowed. Also, Saratfils, I imagine, yeah, well, exactly. They'd have something to say about that. But in this one, Liam, who did you have to pick? Come on.
I'm going Erdferkel.
All right, there you go.
Erdferkel.
Going Erdferkel. So, back in play. Janssen considers upfield, but takes the reset instead. It just stays on that near sideline. Happy to be there. Big shot going up. That's going to hang into a lot of space. Can he connect to it? Oh, yes, he can. How fast is Loco van der Velden? That is how fast, ladies and gentlemen.
That is carving through the evening skies of Amsterdam. You might have seen that from several thousand miles away, over-exaggerating for effect here. That was a beautiful throw.
In fact, the only throw ever to have been seen from space. No, that was I honestly thought for a very brief moment when that first went up that might have been a too ambitious a putt. But this team showing They know each other so very well. Perfectly paced, rapid as you like.
Nothing our great cameraman could do about that one. That one is soaring all the way around. Where them set up, going several meters outside the playing field, then carving back in a beautiful throw.
Yeah, great put. Can't really ask for more from your throwers than that.
And that was a similar thing that Erdferkel were doing all game, is actually cutting deep from the handler position. Allows the thrower several seconds to see it coming and allows more time for separation. That's exactly what happened there.
So, Hässliche Erdferkel looking to respond to that rather sensational throw as a rather ambitious pull goes out of bounds. And Högen will be centering at the brick mark.
We see Urt on the force now, wearing a kind of a little glove thumb protector after injuring his thumb in an ADL game, making it a great grab in the end zone, but not able to participate the rest of the game, and maybe not at 100% right now.
No, not quite, but certainly still taking the field in order to get the chemistry flowing before the World Championships in just 3 weeks. Hopefully his thumb will have healed a little bit by then, so he's not having to wear the bandage, but fantastic shutdown D on the handler set there. Little violation because of the errant disc from the far side field. Just pausing the play very briefly, allowing that to go to its proper home. Again, great shutdown of the handlers, and the pass will go too far out of the hands of Horgan.
I think that pass is the right idea, just not executed correctly. A lot of face guarding from the GRUT dump defense, and a lot of time you just have to throw into space, and they got one off. GRUT would have been on the back foot.
Yeah, they've had a few of those that have been reeled in, but not to be on this case. Outside the end zone, Lola Dam in acres of space. Again, we see the GRUT ladies getting wide, free as the wind blows towards us, Liam.
And that is a break to take half.
Indeed it is. Great work from the young ladies and gents in burgundy and blue.
And I do believe GRUT will be coming back now on offense, which is another big blow for Erdferkel. Would have wanted to get that point, try and get back on serve, but it's going to be difficult now.
No. They'll be coming out on defense, I believe. So we had the confusion at the beginning where GRUT initially thought that they were going to be on defense to start the game. Oh no, you're coming out on offense. Oh yeah, so and they thought they were. Because
confusion from the middle from the start of the game.
They've confused me. They've confused me. No, so GRUT initially thought they were coming out on defense, because I remember seeing that they had the pull, and I too was admiring the lovely sleeve of Benjamin Urt with the little flames up the side. However, they actually did start on offense, so they'll be coming out of defense. So on serve, essentially, well, not on serve, but on stride with how the game would otherwise go without the half, to briefly pause the relentless trains of these two teams. Currently almost stride for stride, as we see a few little highlights. There's that went too far, but only just. Short field opportunities have been one of the keys of this game. Hässliche Erdferkel kept giving GRUT very short fields to work with, making their lives very easy, because they are a team largely of small, fast, nippy individuals, young. But Hässliche Erdferkel also showing great style. Really enjoyed, actually, Liam, a lot of their puts the women have been putting to each other, sort of ignoring the boys for a little while.
Yeah, maybe not a bad decision there. I think they have the best matchups on their female players. And important to note, this team is young, but they're actually really experienced. A lot of people forget that. Many of them playing longer than you and me, I'm sure, Hannah. I think 10 years under the belt for a lot of these top GRUT players.
Yeah, but they certainly, well, you're talking about the matchups from the GRUT, but I also really like the fact that Hässliche Erdferkel also, their women are backing each other. We saw a really nice put earlier on. I can't forget who threw it, but I believe it was into the hands of Stephanie Freeberg, who read it perfectly, popped it off to Stefan Doscher, and just went off to the races, really, just in front of their end zone. This is the thing. I think both teams are very capable of scoring when they get the disc, their hands on the disc, sort of, a meter, 2 meters outside of the end zone. But often errors are coming when they're throwing the longer shots. So we'll have to wait and see what the second half of this game, what delights are in store for us now. As we say, GRUT coming out on offense. And Hässliche Erdferkel needing to come out strong. And punch this one in. So, Wilkenberg, Hammond, very effective. Big poach in the lane, almost a zone-like. Lots of big poaches in the lanes. Disc goes up and extremely well boxed out. Stefan Doschert says, nope, that one is mine. Perfect placement of the disc. Liam, what do you got to say about that?
Yeah, they just went off to the races there, Erdferkel. I don't think they changed direction at any stage. We got the first catch of the pull, and then a little up the line, followed by another up line, followed by a very, very, very long up the line, also known as the huck downfield, and they just went down. They just kept running, and again, got to respect that a bit more, I'd say.
They certainly do. A lovely shot, and the defender doesn't really even try and take any kind of inside line, just sort of leaves Doschert to go up and get it. Not really what you want to do, but that is a hold on offense for Hässliche Erdferkel. Now 8-7, GRUT with the opportunity, of course, to go and punch their own one in. Currently sat 2 points clear when they convert their offense, but only if they do. And that is what this game is. It is a tight battle between two very capable and experienced teams. So, as again, these two sides take rather a long time between points to gather themselves mentally and physically. You'll see that Paul fielded, and Niels Boom finds Minard. Inside, fast one to Janssen. Seems to be communicating with his downfield, saying, I want someone in the middle. Finds Leninga. Van der Walden puts it up into the space. Big battle. Wout Janssen, big man, goes up strong. Excellent effort there from Julian Osser, but unfortunately he's just too good at catching those.
I thought Wout Janssen had given up position there. Great effort by the German defender. Got up some yards, maybe got the inside line, but you see he was setting up his jump to get the highest jump he could, and he had to there, and that was fantastic, Sky.
That was a gorgeous way to take down that disc. Just exactly what GRUT want to do on their 0 points. A little bit of frustration from the defense. Great work from Hässliche Erdferkel early on, but as soon as that disc left Van der Walsen's hand, it just, there we go, nice and big. A little bit of a tumble contact, and a great celebration to boot. So, as we say, 9-7 now in this game. A glance across the field shows a dominating performance. We're not sure who to exactly.
I'm confident it's Salsa Spills, who are, I think, 4 points up if I can. Yeah, 4 points up on the Swedes.
Indeed, so I'm sure if you're keeping up on the stream with any way to have a dual screen experience, that is exactly what you are doing right now. But this one's certainly tight as you like it. A little bit of breathing room for GRUT. As Hässliche Erdferkel go to work. Oh, a Tiggerman misthrow. Hammond, even he can't keep his hands around that one. Poaches all around the field as the Hässliche defense streak into the end zone. Great work from them. Nena Reese puts it up. Oh, and a huge lefty hammer. My goodness, nearly clocks him in the face, but excellent work from Benjamin Ort. Takes that not to say with ease, but he is used to those. He's expecting them. No one else is, but he is.
Yeah, you could barely call that a hammer. I'm not sure what angle it was coming in at. I think if it's less than 20, 30 degrees, you're pretty much throwing a blade.
But that has got to be absolutely gutting for Hammond there. Just a completely errant pass. Good cover on the handler defense there as Reese puts it up. But what a throw from Koemans. As you say, bit of a hybrid throw, half hammer, half blade, but a sneaky lefty pops it into the space. Honestly, I don't think any of the defenders had time to react to the fact that that one was coming down to earth quite so fast.
Yeah, if he wasn't standing in the perfect position, I don't think he would have caught it either. It literally just dissected his chest there.
Absolute bomb of a throw. And so, let's extend their lead by one more point, now 10-7. Are we starting to see them hit their stride, perhaps? I don't know. There's been some little momentum swings thus far in this game. Certainly, initially, went in the favour of GRUT. Erdferkel then came back. Can they do it again?
Terrified catching that pull. That was coming in hot. Very confidently taken, though.
Calm and confident. Hammond snaps the disc back behind his head. Finds Fubak. Back to Hammond. Seeing a lot of the same players. These Erdferkel outline must be getting kind of tired at this point. Lovely air bounce swing pass. Beautiful. Oh, Lola down puts on the pressure, but a great pair of hands from Nora Wilkenberg. Dosha up the sideline. Fakes and then takes this reset. Hammer of their own over the top to Horgan. And a lovely another hammer. Oh, that's great separation in the end zone. The 23 of Steneker unable to make up the distance, and what a play that was, Liam.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going for an upside down point there, what was called at the start, but two very well executed hammers gaining field. Don't have to cut like this anymore, just chuck a hammer to the break side. Make it nice and easy for yourself.
Perhaps Hässliche Erdferkel playing the game of anything you can do, I can do better, or at least just as good. That was fabulous. Fabulous overhead offense there. And there we see about 2 or 3 meters. JP Steneker not done a great job on the defense there, letting him far too open. And so we'll have another traditionally lengthy gap between points here. So 10-8 the score. If you're the coach of GRUT with the knee down in front of them, Daddy Ort, what are you saying to your team right now, Liam?
Throw more hammers, that's how you win games. This is what's going to happen. It's really a competition of who throws the most hammers is going to win. That's all I can assess from this game so far.
Or perhaps who throws the best hammers?
Nah, definitely the most. Most hammers, isn't there?
More hammers, give the people what we want. But great rundown defense from Hässliche Erdferkel. Bit of a zony look now. Loose marking at the front. Poaching initially, now more true single coverage.
I know the tactic is to leave them open, that it confuses them by how open some of the good players are.
Oh, well, if you ever heard of a zone called Mazel Tov, Liam, you'll be very familiar with the fact that not having a mark can be almost just as devastating as having a mark, because people are so confused. Something must be wrong. I don't have someone counting to 10 in front of me. And so news from around the field. Oh, as we get a huge layout attempt from Horgan. Van der Walden around the side. No one really striking deep from GRUT. That's unusual. But he gets chinned off when it comes. Florka Lutz, who is going to rip a huge backhand, sails over the top of the defense. Could you ask for a better placed disc? I'm not sure, Liam.
You could ask for one, but it wouldn't be technically possible to give you one. That was inch perfect. I think she read the height of the Erdferkel defender, made some calculations in her head, and just pinged that perfectly to the chest of the man she loves.
Yeah, you say she can't ask for more from the throw from Kurlutz, but you also couldn't ask for more from the defensive attempt from Julian Urser. But look at that release. Loads of space. That's what you get for the loose marks on this team. You just see the little stumble. So, news from around the tournament. We have had a soft cap situation. The points cap applying to the pitch behind us. Salisbury's now over. So if you've just joined us from that stream, welcome aboard. We have quite the game on our hands here. GRUT having just punched in the 11th point on the board versus the 8 of Hässliche Erdferkel. Just starting to put their foot on the pedal a little more, see if their D-line can squeeze out another break, but an offside has been called by Hässliche Erdferkel.
Yeah, who doesn't love an offside call?
Lesser seen at these tournaments.
But we do love them. This is my second time seeing it happen, and I love it. It's the happiest I've been all weekend times 2.
Of course, like we said a couple times already on this stream, both of these teams will be on their way in 3 weeks' time to Ohio, Cincinnati. Well, Cincinnati, Ohio, as I think the typical way is, but repull, and that's an even better one, an even deeper one. Second round as run that down. Horgan, oh, very free. Oh no, a little bit of poachy zone-y look from GRUT. Switching on and off. Poach is in the lane. Trying to play a bit more intelligent defense, try and force a turnover. Great use of overheads and patience from Hässliche Erdferkel. No mark. Harmon with the disc. Not someone you want to have in a poach situation at all. Deep cuts going there, but not available. Great switching for the defense. Over the top. Oh, a little bit of pressure from Lola Dam, but doesn't go up for it. Respects the fact that the receiver had position.
The majority of the time, Lola Dam has been looking downfield, and now
oh, that's a grab. Hammond a little bit of a hero and pops it up. Again, it's the hands of Stefan Doscher. A favoured target for Hammond for sure.
I can't remember the last time we've seen a flat disc thrown in this end zone. We've seen upside down, blades, 2 big blades.
And you see a stream across. Lovely swing into the space for Horgan. Doscher back to Harmon. Up into the space for Tigerman. Nice, this is Hässliche Erdferkel firing on all cylinders, throwing a hammer of their own into the end zone, and it's exceptionally fielded by Julia Lutz. And there we go, that's the kind of power we need to see from the Hässliche Erdferkel offense.
Great wise moves, calling that timeout, getting the athleticism back, get their breath back, drove down the field, and then said, we can show a hammer slightly better than you could at that point. So a little dig at the GRUT team and their execution, but pretty much the only vagrant hammer we've had all game.
And so keeping the dream alive for one more point, keeping GRUT away from that 14 number in match point. And that was more like it. If Hässliche Erdferkel can put that kind of energy into their D point now, Liam, I think they could easily go and get a run-through block or a sky like they have been. Credit to Stefan Doscher, who's been having an absolute stormer of a game on both sides, on defense and offense. He's been a big target for this Hässliche Erdferkel team in the end zone. He must be pretty tired, but he doesn't look like he is.
Leaving all they have out in the field. Game 4 for these teams. If they were to win, a final awaits them, the last one of the day.
Indeed, so this is one of the few games remaining. still in play here at this Windmill tournament. It's all about, as you say, securing that spot of glory tomorrow. Minard chooses the safe handler reset. The O-line very conservative, just playing a bit of keep disc.
Erdferkel handler marks definitely sagging in the lane, trying to get a hand on that. Can't do it.
I see Van der Walden into the end zone, hops it beautifully, and that is a sensational put. So patient, so calm, finds the shot and takes it.
Yeah, I actually like the defensive look from Erdferkel there, sagging in the lane. He jumped in front of that throw as he was being released, and the GRUT players like, yeah, don't mind, I'll just throw it right over you. Arcs it around the poach and right into the lane of his receiver.
I think the issue here is, like you say, excellent decision making, very smart defense. But unfortunately, it's that issue of this team is so fast that as soon as they're gone and separated, there's no opportunity to make up the ground because the receivers are fast and the throws are flat. They don't sit and they hang, they just go and meet the receiver where is intended in the end zone. So now we have our first match point. GRUT's D-line with their only opportunity to take the game. Otherwise, they will have to leave it in the capable hands of the offense. But Hässliche Erdferkel, certainly we've seen bigger comebacks before here on the live streams at Amsterdam Windmill tournament. But unless they can find that energy from the previous point before the one we just saw, that kind of flow, that kind of fire could be all over. So, Horman. Lovely cheeky scuba over the top to Tigerman. Centers to Hammond. Oh, spicy hammer. Exceptional hands there from Lasse Horgan. Tigerman, the boys playing a little bit of catch at the back. Dosha. Harmon. Again, the spicy little hammer, like a bit of that.
The backhand was definitely on there, but he just loves hammers.
Oh, there's the hammer, yes! My only criticism would be in that point, and I'm not sure Hässliche Erdferkel lady touched the disc at any point, but they didn't need to. The boys took care of that one. Easy does it. Lovely hammer. And Hässliche Erdferkel keep the dream alive for one more point.
And that's the last we'll see of the legitimate D-line in that GRUT. Now have several attempts to bang it in. They'd like to do the first time. Same with the Erdferkel O-line. I'm sure some people will cross in if they do manage to get one or two breaks on the trot.
So we have Boom, Janssen, Kerlertz, Van der Velden, Volt Janssen. They've moved around, so I've forgotten where I was in the calling of who was on, but certainly, as we've seen many times, a strong offensive line. Hässliche Erdferkel not like running to the line at this point in the game. Seeing a new face we haven't seen in a little while, Florian Venner, coming on late stage in the game, clearly to G up his team. Seen a little.
And GRUT will be dying to get back into the final and maybe win it on less dubious terms. Got a bit of stick from social media when a foul was called. A lot of people debated whether it was or not. So they want to get back to the final and win it for the second time, just to let everyone know that they are the best mixed team in Europe.
Indeed, and they are the gold medal winning team from the EUCF Championships in Caol, Venice, which... Oh, and there's the big ripper, but that's going to be even too far for Flo Kerlertz. Too hasty there to finish the game. I think the issue perhaps being these teams can now almost taste the first sip of cold beer, provided that they're old enough to sip cold beer, because as we've mentioned a couple of times, many of this GRUT roster extremely young. I think their youngest has just had their 16th birthday.
Yeah, I think they're eyeing up the beer tent and possibly the showers there. Wanted to end that one quick, and then, yeah, showing maybe their decision-making at times isn't still at the level they'll need to be if they want to take down some US teams and some other North American teams in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, needing to go and play some defense, but Hässliche Erdferkel looking good up that line. And there it is, Stefan Doscher, who's been having a phenomenal game, and that's a phenomenal catch, Liam.
And he calls a timeout. Oh, I'm not sure if the time cap is gone yet. Some debate on it. It's coming in stall 1. They're happy with it.
Still 3. So that is a heck of a grab. Can Hässliche Erdferkel take it to 13-14, Liam? Then we'll have a real game on our hands at that point.
Yeah, this elite German team is not giving up. As we see the sun somewhat going in behind the clouds and at a more acute angle than we would have seen yesterday, being at the solstice. So unfortunate news for everyone. Days are going to get shorter here, but I think this one will be over in the next 15 minutes. See how long Erdferkel can drag this one out. We'd love to see Universe Point. I'm saying it right now.
That's a truly cruel thing to say, Liam. Thank you for reminding us that we're now on the downward slope towards winter. It is coming, as they say in the Game of Thrones, but this is a game of throws here, to use the terrible pun. 79th minute soon to tick by, as these two titans, as we said at the beginning of European Ultimate, continue to battle for that all-important final place.
You say game of throws, it's more been a game of throw, and that is the hammer. This has been a great exhibition match for all hammer enthusiasts and upside down friends. Love that. We'll see if we get more in the next points coming up.
I did give you a little bit of grief, Liam, earlier for saying whoever throws the most hammers will win the match. And I said whoever throws the best hammers, but I think you might be right, mate. I think it's just whoever threw the most hammers, because pretty much bar one, they've all been pretty darn good. And so, short field situation, isolate a player at the front. Mano a mano slash lady a lady. And that's what you want, separation. Chooses conservative play instead.
Yeah, decided to look off the open pass. We'll see if that plays out well for him.
Oh, high stall for Horgan, managed to find a release in Dolscher. Again, crunching it in, very, very tight margins. Oh, and a little pop in front for Doscher. He continues his run of scoring for Hässliche Erdferkel. I'll be interesting to see the stats that he's gone in this semi-final. And there we go, 13-14, but the lead score to the ladies and gents in the burgundy shirts as they call 4 women, identifying that their strength perhaps is in their ladies.
I think it's going to be the first time this game it's been called, so interesting they've saved it for the final hour. Got 2 chances of this again. They've already given one up, won't want to give a second one.
Well, this is turning into a spicy semi-final indeed. Bit of a blowout on the other side of the bracket with Salah Spills surmounting SE6 15-8 in the end. But certainly this one going down to the wire. Nearly Universe Point. Hässliche Erdferkel will have to put every last ounce of sweat and energy into this point in order to keep the dream alive and take it to Universe. But Liam, I have to say, they've already given up one. I favour GRUT here.
Yeah, I know. Early on in the game, I said Erdferkel, I was backing them to win it. I was more being devil's advocate. But now I'm starting to believe they can. I think that's annoying for the GRUT. Having to miss that opportunity to score could affect their play. Few of the players staying on for this line.
And so we see, as you say, one of the first times that 4 women has been called on the lines in this game. Anna Minard. They've got all the ladies downfield as another zony type of look is thrown by Hässliche Erdferkel. Now more true single coverage. Artes in the middle, but a little bit of poaching from the handler mark. Janssen has Colert under after her mark fell over. Dam clapping her hands in disbelief as Janssen replaces her in the underspace.
The silence deafening right now. Pressure is on. This is what they've trained for. This is a big moment for them.
Momentum in the hands of Artes. Finds Dam. Is she going to go for an over-the-top herself, or is she just going to swing it? She's going to take the conservative option. This is what they need to do. No need to rush it. Take the time. Find the separation.
And growing momentum on the sideline. You can hear the whispers of hammer, hammer, growing in my mind.
Oh, a lovely around break. And a huge blade, that's for Alerts for days. Oh, but a great bid! What a defensive block from Hässliche Erdferkel. Oh my goodness, came out of the backspace behind the shoulder. That is fantastic defense, Liam.
Yeah, that is Nora Winkening. Maybe catching Fleur out in her own game. That is a throw you always expect to come down with the blade. They go to throw, what they're known for. Not the hammer this time, but yeah, just great positioning. And I think Fleur's maybe a little upset herself. Could have maybe got up earlier.
Yeah, I think she took that a little too casually. As you say, renowned for getting her hands around those, but she'll be frustrated now, firing to go get the D. The inside shot comes out and a huge rip goes. Can Lola Dam chase that one down? No, she cannot. That is a score for Hässliche Erdferkel. Fantastic run by Julia Lutz. And what a put from the 8-shirted hand of Nora Wilkening. Whoa, that's something, Liam. That is something as we see Christian Hammond kiss the head of his teammate Nora Wilkening.
And has GRUT called 4 women on this last point. It is in fact the Erdferkel women who step up, get the D, get the hook and the score. They're showing whatever you can do, we can do better. And now we're 14-14. Who's going to step up and throw the hammer, Hannah? That is the real question. We've got a treat in store for all our viewers. Everyone on the sideline gathering round.
I see many individuals on the sideline with their hands on their heads, almost in disbelief. We were sat at 13-11, Liam, discussing whether or not Hässliche Erdferkel could have enough in the tank. They brought it out once, they brought it out twice. We're now staring down the barrel of a universe point. And we're seeing many of the same faces. That offense for GRUT looks so good until we got a little casual, a little bit too ambitious. What do you reckon, Liam? Who's your money on?
I think my money is on Erdferkel. Depends if GRUT try their hook and send it back in if it doesn't work out like we saw in the final last year. Hopefully we won't have any calls in this next point. Leaving a few players out there, they could be a little tired. They have their home crowd behind them, definitely.
Well, this is where it is. This is what it's all for play for, as that ball will sink into the back corner, or towards the back corner anyway. Van der Walden takes Janssen in the middle, finds Kalertz. Again, we'll probably see a little bit more conservative play. Dam on the far sideline. Blatt to Janssen, big pressure from the defense, and a blade across to Ort. Got Minard in the middle, but takes the post Van der Velden. Minard. Shoulder shimmy, finds Dam. Floorke Lutz, staggering, kind of lots of players on the far sideline in the channel, kind of not helping themselves very much. Minard clearing up the line, and a pop up, that's Minard's. Nearly deed by her own teammate Artes, but good swinging around the back, nice and patient.
Erdferkel have found another gear on defense.
Oh,
they are
really
making
have.
them grind hard. Found themselves trapped on the sideline a couple of times, resorting to blades to get out of it. Deep shot is there.
Oh, could it be? Yes, it is! Fleur Kalertz to Lola Dam, like you're saying, Liam, that was another level of defense from Hässliche Erdferkel. I lost count of how many passes the offense had to make there. Great to see, what a performance. Both teams should hold their heads high. Fantastic preparation for Worlds in 3 weeks' time. But Liam, take us out. What did you think of that game?
Oh, the atmosphere of that final point was electric. You could hear the heart beating of the players as they tried to stay patient and did so from very, very tough defense from Erdferkel. Both teams can be proud of their performance. A little taste of what's to come tomorrow. Cancel your dates. If you have to do the shopping, just eat whatever food's left over. Sit in front of your stream and watch 3 amazing finals.
Yes, you can join us tomorrow. We have all 3, as you say, from the stadium grounds on the Rubber Crumb glory. Who will win? Will it be GRUT again in the mixed? Taking a clean one this time. We'll have to wait and see. Please join us tomorrow. I've had the pleasure of being joined by Liam Grant in the booth. Thank you very much, Liam.
A pleasure as always, hoping for more amazing games like this. Thanks very much for watching.
I've been Hannah Penderbury. We'll see you tomorrow.
Alti.tv